Hi community! In my last video I talked about non-standard Aras dialogs and I got some feedback from Aras itself and they showed me some easier ways to achieve the same result, and with this video I want to share this new knowledge that I have gained. So in my last video I mainly used this code to get these kind of notify boxes, so the orange one and the non-standard red one and this very helpful information box. And as you can see in my code, I always needed 2 lines of code to get these kind of results. So I have to get, in my case, I have this Aras get notified by context window line, and then I can do the notifies itself. So I always needed 2 lines of code to get my result. And according to Aras, it's much easier to do this kind of notify. I just have to use Aras modules. And when I use Aras modules directly, I can use my notify the same way, but without this additional get notified by context. So let's test out this one. Let's remove this one, and yeah, that should do it. Create a new customer. And yeah, you see same results, same notification messages, but I notice a little difference. Do you see it? When I activate one of my notifiers, let's just use the first one. It doesn't matter. When I use the new variant of modify and my version in parallel. No, where are you? New customer. You can see in my version, our notification messages appear in the top right corner, and with the Aras modules variant, they're within the item window. So this is pretty interesting. It gives us an extra possibility to show these kind of notification messages. And I even wonder, I probably have to dig into the code tree a little bit. We probably have some way to influence the position where these are shown. So right now it's always in the top right corner or the top right corner of our item window. But I'm not sure. Maybe we can pass some extra parameter where we can specify by ourselves where this information messages shall appear. But this is nothing I can right now cover in the video. I think we have now a lot of options for notifies already. Really, you don't need more options. You still have the standard Aras option, like we have seen from the blog article I mentioned last time. So we have so many notification options. I myself never needed more than these. So you have now the standard Aras alert arrow, you have my variant with notify, and you have this pretty nice variant with Aras modules. I actually want to show you something else in this video, because Aras also told me, hey, why don't you show also confirm and prompts, because you can also use them with Aras modules. And yeah, let's take a look at confirm and prompts. So let's, just to keep things simple, let's deactivate our notifiers. We have seen so many now. Want to see something else, not just notification messages. And let's take a look at standard prompts and dialogs. So the standard way to use the confirm and prompt dialog, you can see here in this blog article. So we have our standard prompt and our standard confirm. Let's take a look how they look like in reality. Confirm and a prompt, and let's stop here. New customer. And I will remove it so we can see the code and the item in parallel. So we have our confirm and our prompt, and when I now click the button, you can see the confirm here is a simple pop-up modal dialog window where he asks, so he pauses our message, are you sure you want to delete this? Are you sure you want to delete this? Okay, yes or no. And the prompt is so a script prompt, so users can type in custom text to answer a question or whatever. So these are the basic way to use confirm and prompt. Of course, basic ways. Now you have seen how they look like, but how do we use them in reality? So I, of course, have prepared something. Let's first take a deeper look into... no, I have prepared something else before. The same way as we used Aras confirm and Aras prompt, we can also use them with Aras modules dialog confirm and Aras modules dialog prompt. So this seems to be the new variant. So of course these ones is still working, this Aras confirm, but we also now have an Aras dialog confirm. And let's take a simple look at these two. So again, this is our standard Aras confirm box, our standard Aras prompt, and this is the Aras modules confirm box. And have you seen it? It has a new UI design. So this one looks a little bit more beautiful than the original Aras confirm box. I really like it. It has, it better fits in the Innovator 12 UI design. And I have to admit, I weren't able to use this one. So in my case, it never worked, this Aras dialog prompt, and I haven't found a code sample that shows how to use Aras modules dialog prompt. But actually, I don't care, because in reality, what you will use most of the time is confirm. The confirm box is really useful. It's always helpful to warn you or to inform your end users that they are about to do something that might be dangerous. So always ask them first, hey, do you really want to do it? Do you really want to do it? And then, yeah, do the change that will the button trigger. And so confirm you will use very often, but prompts, well, most of the time there are not many scenarios where a prompt is really useful. Prompt is, most of the time you will see it for admin tasks. Like in Innovator 11, they were used for rebuilding the key name. But in Innovator 12, this was replaced by an automatic process. So right now, even Innovator itself doesn't use prompt very much, because before I would use a prompt dialog, I better use a full custom dialog that offers much more features, much more flexibility to use. So so for me, it's no problem that my prompt sample here weren't working, because it's so unlikely that you will use it in reality, because most of the time when you really want to design something that is helpful for end users, you will always end up using a custom dialog. And as you can see, you can Google it, just Google for Aras custom dialog, and you will get this blog article. And it's a little bit, a dialog requires a little bit more knowledge, of course, than the simple prompt. But once you you were able to do a dialog, a custom dialog, you will always reuse it. So you just have to understand it one time and then reuse it. But let's get back to our confirm and prompt. We have seen when we click here, of course, we want to react if a user now clicks OK or clicks cancel, something should happen. So right now nothing has happened when they click, or even here we have OK or cancel, and we want to react to this, to what the end user actually select. So let's see how we use our dialog confirm in reality. So let's disable these, and let's move to the next sample. Here, a confirm dialog that returns a value, and we have to, and how do we get the return value? Well, our Aras confirm and our Aras dialog confirm return a promise. So we need to use this nice structure so we can get a result that isn't a promise. And this is how you do it. So we open our dialog with our standard text, and then we catch the result. And at this time, I just want to use a simple alert to show my result. So it's still not realistic actions that will happen when users click something. I just want to see how does the result look like. So let's create a new customer, click the button, and when I click OK, my result will be OK. When I click cancel, my result will be cancel. And of course we have a third option. When users simply close the dialog, our result will be undefined. So, and with these three results, we can now specify what shall happen when users do click the button. So of course, most of the time, when users just click cancel or close the dialog, nothing shall happen, and you only want to react when users click OK. And this then can be achieved quite easily. So when you take a look at my next sample, I have so many samples. Here you can see I use the result. If OK, then print excellent. If the result is cancel, do something else. Or if we don't have any result because it's undefined, then we get our third option. And of course, as this channel is called PLM Underground, we will always have this kind of extra secret added to our samples. And I discovered that we can also influence the dialog title. So when you look at this standard dialog, you will see we have our own text. And here it is, it's not German language pack, but you see this title here, bestätigen or confirm. So the standard title used is confirm or bestätigen, and we can actually influence this title too. We just have to pass additional dialog settings. So we can, with this confirm, we not just can pass our custom text, but we can pass a second parameter, the dialog settings. And within the dialog settings, we can also specify a title. So here we have a complete, full, powerful sample for confirm with custom dialog title and also reactions to our results. So let's take a look at this one. Yeah, should work. Create new customer. And as you can see now here, we have our custom title that is unfortunately much too long for this box to fit in, but normally use a little bit of shorter title. And then we can react to our yes, print simple alerts. So normally you would of course do something else, but just to show you that we can react to the various, what the user select. So pretty simple. Once you have a sample that works for you, you will always reuse it. So confirm is really, use confirm really always. Not just, people will accidentally click something and prevent your users from doing mistakes. UI design, it's not the task of your users, it's your task. You have to build your innovator so it's easy to use, easy to understand, and errors shall be not able to occur in best case. So this was my confirm dialog sample, and I of course have also a small sample for our prompt. Also, I have mentioned before, you will not use prompts very often because standard real dialogs are a better option than prompts, but I want to show it anyway. So our prompt dialog, it also works with a promise, so we have to use the same constructor. And same here, our standard question, we can, within the prompt, we can already specify as a possible answer set the user can type in, and then I will simply return what the user have typed in. Okay, the window prompt, this is actually a second sample. We can, I have two ways to prompt here. This is the standard Aras prompt, and we of course can also use standard JavaScript prompt. We can always reuse standard JavaScript elements, but I personally like the Aras components much better than using standard JavaScript components, simply because when you reuse Aras Innovator stuff, it blends into the layout. People will not be confused because they know, this is a message that came from our innovator, not a message that came from our browser or local PC. So we will take a look at both of them. New customer. Do not click the button. So this is now the JavaScript Windows prompt. As you can see, it uses a slightly different UI design. It more looks like it comes through your browser and not from your innovator. And yeah, sample comment, okay. And this is now the original Aras prompt. And I noticed a little bit of bug. Maybe you see it too. It's fantastic is my answer, and then I click OK, and I get the alert. It's fantastic. And I have specified, you can see I have specified the question and the default answer. And I have noticed when my default answer contains a space. As you can see here, it's fantastic. The space will not be considered. So this seems to be a tiny little bug. As you can see, yes, this one is not so important. As you can see, my it's fantastic, it's not there. Fascinating. When I remove the space and I deactivate this one, we don't need it. When I remove the space, I'm pretty sure it shows me the complete, yes, the complete sentence. So script prompts doesn't like spaces, but seriously, as I mentioned before, script prompts, I don't know very much useful use cases where you use script prompts. So, okay, there is this tiny little bug. You can see script prompts even use the old Innovator 11 UI design. I'm happy that I still can use it, and I have not used it one time since the many years I work with Innovator. So be happy that you know about script prompts, and be happy that there are better options available like custom dialogues, and just focus on this Aras dialog confirm and focus on the standard notification messages. These are all you will need. It's really use them, use this standard notification, use confirms, and forget about the prompt, and then you can build a very cool and helpful and intuitive UI designs, and that's all you need. So this was my today's video. In the next video, I think it will be around 2-3 days, I will cover the questions from my last video regarding the server, so how to deal with method responses and return values. Pretty interesting question, because there are many ways you can call methods. You can call JavaScript from JavaScript, you can call C# from JavaScript, or C# from C#. So there are thousands of combinations, and all of them work slightly different. So pretty awesome topic. I already have prepared the samples. Just give me some time to do the video, and yes, see you next time. Bye.